Welcome my dear students to the part 1 of today's session. In this module, let us discuss about a few applications of Bernoulli's principle. The first one is Torricelli's law. Torricelli's law states that the speed of flow of fluid from an orifice is equal to the speed that it would attain if falling freely for a distance equal to the height of the free surface of the liquid above the orifice. Let us suppose that a closed tank contains some water. Let A1 be the area of cross section of a tiny hole at somewhere about the midpoint of the container. Let A2 be the area of cross section of the upper surface of the container. Let Y1 be the height of this slit from the bottom of the container and Y2 be the total depth of the liquid from the top surface. We are assuming that the pressure above the surface of the liquid is P and the pressure at the opening is PA, that is the atmospheric pressure. Let the velocity of water flowing through the hole be V1 and let the velocity at the topmost surface of the fluid be V2. Then, according to the equation of continuity, A1 V1 must be equivalent to A2 V2 or V2 is equivalent to A1 by A2 into V1. As we had seen in the previous figure, let A1 be the area of the slit and V1 be the velocity with which fluid is flowing out. A2 be the area of the free surface of the fluid and V2 be the velocity of the fluid at the free surface. Then we had seen from the equation of continuity that A1 V1 equivalent to A2 V2. We are aware that A2 is very much greater compared to A1. This implies that V2 is very much lesser compared to V1. Therefore, V2 can be approximated to be 0. That is, at the free surface, water is not flowing. Therefore, its velocity can be assumed to be 0. Applying Bernoulli's theorem, P plus half rho V square plus rho GH is a constant. Applying this theorem at the slit, PA plus half rho V1 square plus rho G Y1, where PA is the atmospheric pressure and Y1 is the height of the slit from the base. Applying Bernoulli's theorem at the surface, P plus rho G Y2, since V2 is equivalent to 0 and Y2 is the height of the free surface from the base. Equating the Bernoulli's theorem at the slit and the top surface, we get PA plus half rho V1 square plus rho G Y1 is equivalent to P plus rho G Y2. Rearranging the equation, we get half rho V1 square is equivalent to P minus PA plus rho G into Y2 minus Y1. That is P minus PA into rho G H, where Y2 minus Y1 is taken as height H. From the above equation, V1 square is equivalent to 2 by rho into P minus PA plus rho GH. Therefore, V1 is equivalent to root of 2 divided by rho into P minus PA plus rho GH. This is the velocity with which the fluid will come out of the small slit. And V1 is known as the speed of efflux. Efflux means outflow. So we had seen that the speed of efflux or velocity of efflux is given by V1 is equivalent to square root of 2 by rho into P minus PA plus 2GH. Now coming to the second application of Bernoulli's theorem, we shall explain about venturimeter. Venturimeter is a device to measure the flow of incompressible liquid. It consists of a tube with broad diameter having a larger cross-sectional area, but there is a small constriction in the middle. It is attached to the U-tube manometer. One end of the manometer is connected to the constriction and the other end is connected to the broader end of the venturimeter. The U-tube is filled with fluid whose density is rho. Let A1 be the cross-sectional area at the broader end where the velocity is V1 and A2 be the area of cross-section at the constriction where the velocity is V2. By the equation of continuity, wherever the area is more, velocity is less and vice versa. As A1 is more, V1 is less and vice versa. Now, from the equation of continuity, we get V2 is equivalent to capital A divided by small a into V1. Using Bernoulli's theorem at the broader end and at the constriction, we get P1 plus half rho V1 square is equivalent to P2 plus half rho V2 square. Here, the height of the broader section and constriction is taken to be almost equal. And substituting for V2 from the above equation, we get P1 plus half rho V1 square is equivalent to P2 plus half rho into capital A divided by small a whole square into V1 square. So, P1 minus P2 is equivalent to half rho V1 square into capital A divided by small a the whole square minus 1. This pressure difference causes the fluid in the U-tube connected at the narrow neck to rise in comparison to the other. The difference in height measure the pressure difference. So, P1 minus P2 must be equivalent to rho m GH. Here, rho m is the density of liquid taken in the manometer, which is equivalent to half rho V1 square into capital A by small a whole square minus 1. Rearranging the equation, we get the equation for V1 is equivalent to square root of 2 rho m GH divided by rho into capital A by small a the whole square minus 1. This principle is also applied in spray guns or perfume bottles. Consider a bottle filled with a liquid and having a pipe which goes straight till constriction. There is a narrow end of pipe which has a greater cross-sectional area, and the cross-sectional area of the constriction is less. There is pressure difference when we spray. As a result, some air goes in, velocity of air changes, and it depends on the cross-sectional area. And because of this difference in cross-sectional area, there is a pressure difference and level of fluid rises and it comes out of the nozzle. That is, when the rubber bulb of this spray tube is squeezed, the air blows in the tube with a high speed. According to Bernoulli's theorem, low pressure is created inside the tube which is much lesser than the atmospheric pressure on the liquid surface in the vessel. Due to this, the liquid rises up in the tube and is pushed out with air through nozzle in the form of a spray. This principle is used in paint sprayer, oil scent and nasal sprayer. Hope you have understood about the application of Bernoulli's theorem in the case of a Venturi meter. And also to find the velocity of a flux. Thank you, dear students.